What's up, everybody? Frank Bernardo here with Recruiting Boss and the 100K Agent Blueprint. So today, let me see if I got this right. So we started out with the first step, and now we're moving into the second and third step. So I hope everybody got the first step: sphere of influence, database, online presence, all of that stuff. I hope you guys understood that. It's super valuable. Can you succeed without it? Absolutely, you can succeed without it. Should you? No, you should not. But this next step is probably, like, the other steps don't work unless this step is in place. And so this step is your lead generation. Now, let me explain to you where everybody messes up. Everybody messes up in lead generation when they start doing cold calling, expireds, door knocking, FISBO. Like when they start doing all of the things, they think that doing all these things are going to get them business faster, and that is absolutely not the truth. I mean, it could get them one or two deals right away, which is fine, but over the length of time, what you're doing is you're taking your 100% potential, and think of it this way. You have 100% potential, and you're going to take 10% and put it here, 5% and put it here, 30% and put it here, and you're going to start breaking up your 100% potential and putting it in all of these other areas, instead of just taking one and putting 100% into the best one. What is the best one? So the best one is your sphere of influence. Anybody that is doing an amazing or ridiculous amount of sales or money in real estate, it's their sphere of influence. Now, what is your sphere of influence? Let's define this, because a lot of people, I've talked to so many people, they're like, well, I don't really know what it is. This is what it is. Your sphere of influence is anybody that you know and that knows you, period. So if you're door knocking in a farm and you knock on somebody's door and you connect with them and you get all of their information, that is your farm, but you could also take that person and put it in your sphere of influence, because now they know you and you know them, and you're communicating on a different level now. Anybody that is in your database is part of your sphere of influence and should be over-communicated with consistently. So the goal of the lead generation is to have 300 people in your database at a minimum. Everybody has this. You just have to either go find it or go make it happen if you don't think you have it. There's lots of ways to do it. What should you say to all of these people? So I always tell people, like, not everybody's going to be your best friend, but you can be everybody else's best friend. So you can go out and connect and talk to people. Like, how would you talk to your best friend? How would you have a conversation with somebody that is your family? That's the way you talk to everybody in your database. You follow up with them. There is a 65-touch follow-up plan that I implemented for my real estate team with my wife, who still does it, that gets all of the business. And this is what I tell people, is that if you don't talk to somebody for 3 months, why would you expect them to use you? I see agents getting mad all the time. They're like, oh, John used this other agent. I'm like, well, when's the last time you talked to John? Oh, it's been like 4 months. Well, why would he use you? That other agent's probably talking to him. He's probably got a connection with that guy. So the way you connect with people is the way you would connect with anybody. And I usually use Ford as the foundation, but you don't have to be super strict with it. You just call people and you connect with them. Ford stands for Family, Occupation, Recreation, and Dreams. It does not have to be in that order. It's in that order because it spells something. And so when you call somebody, when you call your friends, you're like, hey, how's it going? How are you? How's the kids? How's the family? How's the job? How's whatever it is that you talked about last? You have this conversation with them, and it's a reciprocal conversation. You ask them how they're doing and everything, and they're going to ask you back, typically. Every now and then somebody won't. But you just keep asking questions. That's how I get all of my leads. That's how I usually get sales with anything that I'm selling, is that I ask questions. I ask questions. First of all, I don't know what their pain point is. I don't know what their issue is. And the key is that if you ask enough questions, it's going to come out and it's going to happen. But you have to be interested in them. If you call people expecting a sale and you get commission breath, it's just not going to work. So you have to call people consistently. So you call them and you find out everything you can about them. Ask them a bunch of questions. In your database, you should have their name, their phone number, their email address, their address, and literally any other piece of information. How many kids do they have? When's their birthday? When's their kid's birthday? Do they have any dogs? What's their favorite food? Do they like Starbucks? Like, they should have all of this stuff on there because it could be relevant sometime in the future. You take notes. Whenever you talk to somebody, you take notes and you put it in your database, because when you call them back, you want to be able to reference that. So they know that you listened the last time that you talked, and that's going to mean something to them. Now, this is the pitfall everybody falls into, is that you call people, and nobody does anything. But if you stop calling people, you're going to miss the sale. You're going to miss the opportunity, because this is what's going to happen. You're going to call somebody and you're going to ask them about all the things. How's the kids? How's the wife? How's the family? How's the job? How's everything going? How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you in your life? And they're going to basically be like, we're fine. Great. You're fine. You get off the phone call with them and you take all the notes and you schedule them for a follow-up in minimum a month phone call. Send a thank you card afterward. Send a little thank you note. Hey, it was really great talking to you. I hope everything goes well with your daughter going to USC, or whatever. Just write a note. Pop it in the mail. Christmas cards, birthday cards. Like, there's so many opportunities you have to touch people. And you're going to talk to them and they're going to be fine. They're not going to want to buy or sell. And you're going to talk to them again and they're going to be fine. They're not going to buy or sell. The reason you touch base with them, because in 2 weeks or in a month or in 3 months, something's going to happen and they're not going to be okay. Somebody's going to get pregnant. Somebody's going to lose their job. Somebody's going to get a job. Somebody's going to get fired. Somebody's going to pass away. Like, there's going to be all of these random things. Your job is to communicate with people and figure out where are they at in their life on their real estate. Like, where are they at? What everything's amazing. They're not moving in. I've had people say to me, I'm going to die here. Everything is amazing. And then in 30 days, it's not amazing and something changes and they got to move. Happens all the time. We had one person down the street from us that was like, we're moving in 30 days. Something happened with their parents in another state. They held it off. Then that something bad happened to that parent and now they're ready to move again. It's like, your job is to figure out where is everybody in their life, because everybody's going to buy, sell, or rent. Period. Everybody. Multiple times. 2 at the least. They're going to buy it and they're going to sell it. They're either going to sell it when they're ready to sell it or they're going to sell it when they pass away. One of those 2 things is going to happen. So your job is to check in. You're their friend. And so your job is to build this database, this massive database, and to figure out where is everybody in their journey. And to just keep touching base with them. Now, let me tell you the magical thing that happens is that your business isn't going to all come from that 300 person, because if you touch base with them enough, if you connect with them enough, if you become friends with them enough, they're going to do something called refer you out to their friends and their family. That's where a lot of business is. And that's where a lot of people don't get it. And they don't understand that communicating with your sister, who is never going to buy or sell a property because she rents and she doesn't have a job or whatever it is, she knows somebody that owns a house, that owns multiple houses. Everybody you know knows an average of 300 people. Trust me, I can prove it. So you're not just marketing and trying to get those 300 people to sell. You're trying to get them to know you, like you, and trust you enough to send your contact information to other people. Just this week, my wife had 2 people that are like, oh yeah, my friend's thinking about moving. I'm going to give you your contact information. Somebody said, hey, that's great. Can I reach out to them? When somebody says, I am going to send your contact info to the other person, said, hey, I have something that they might like. Can I get their contact information so I can reach out? It doesn't hurt to say that. Sometimes people will be like, no, 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 I want to do it. They want to look like the hero. That's fine. But if you really look at everybody you know, the 300 people you know, that they know 300 people, it's a quadratic. It's the only part of real estate that's quadratic. And that's where all the business is. But if you do not keep up with these relationships and talking to these people enough, your business will not flourish. So every day when you wake up, you should have lead generation time set aside to touch base with everybody you know. You're either filling out letters, postcards, mailers, you're calling people, you're texting people, you're Facebooking people. Everything is an opportunity to connect and to grow your database. That is what the lead generation is about. Now, if you're getting your business to some level that you're just like, oh, this is amazing, and you're just making all the money and things are amazing, then in my opinion, then you can do something else. Don't be trying to do the follow-up in the sphere of influence and then go door knock, because now you're taking 100% of your effort and you're 50-50. And guess what? It's not 50-50, because your 100% effort is going to other things. It's going to work, school, kids, spouse, whatever, and it's broken up even more. So you need to put as much of your 100% effort into your sphere of influence, and it will blow up. I know of so many people that are making that are selling hundreds of millions of dollars worth of real estate, and their number one lead source is their database, and it's the follow-up and everything that I just told you. And this is the other thing. Here's another secret, is that when you're talking to people, I'm going to tell you to call them first, right? When you start calling and talking to them, you're going to find out the way they communicate. Everybody communicates differently. Today, if you're a billionaire and a multi-millionaire, those people text more than 16-year-old girls. Texting is their form of communication because time is super important to people who are worth a lot of money. So you want to figure out, everybody in your database, what's their best form of communication. I have a client right now with Recruiting Boss that can't even figure out how to open his email. Calling him and talking to him on the phone is the number one source of communication for him, because he can't figure out his email. He can text, but calling and talking to him is... So you have to figure out, everybody in your database, what is the best way that they like to communicate. And I'm going to tell you, most of it's going to be texting, and then it's going to be split up between email and phone. That's just the way it is right now. So that is the absolute best advice that I could give you. Everybody that I've coached, everybody that I've helped, everybody that I've worked with that has followed this advice has hit 6 figures in their first 6 to 12 months, or added $100,000 or more to their income moving forward using this. The next video, we're going to talk about follow-up, which is massively important as well. So I hope this was helpful. I know that it's a little controversial because of all the things that are out there and everything that people say and all these things that coaches do. And honestly, coaches annoy the holy crap out of me because most of them aren't doing it. I sold $1 million, but you're not doing it anymore, and you're not in today's market. My wife is selling real estate right now, and I help her from the back end. And we've run a $50 million team, and I am in tune to the real estate market, and my thumb is on the pulse of it right now, and I can recruit and coach an agent right now today. So take it for what you will. Hope this was helpful. Take this to your agents. If you're a team leader watching this, take this to your agents. Help them with it. If you give them time and you're patient, you will get them to where they need to go. But hope this was helpful. Lead generation. Have a fantastic day.